Through every story, I find pieces of myself, and I share them here, hoping they'll speak to you too. Welcome to Chapter Chasers. Flowers for Algernon by Daniel Keyes forces you to think about rejection and shame. Think back to the moment you were made to feel small. Maybe it was at school when your answer was wrong and laughter spread around the room. Maybe it was in a workplace when your idea was ignored and someone else spoke over you. That sting is unforgettable. And this book doesn't let you turn away from it. It asks you to remember. We all want to believe we are kind, but honesty says otherwise. Every one of us has stood by while someone else was mocked. Every one of us has been guilty of silence when we should have spoken up. Some of us have even laughed. This story forces you to see both sides, the victim and the bystander. And it hurts, because you realize you've been both. What lingers most is the shame. Not the shame of a single moment, but the shame that follows you for years. The whisper that says, "You're not enough, not smart enough, not good enough, not worth listening to." Flowers for Algernon digs into that wound, and suddenly you realize you're still carrying it. This book isn't comfortable. It makes you face the parts of yourself you would rather ignore.
Underneath rejection sits loneliness. Not the loneliness of being alone, but of being unseen, of talking and no one listening, of existing in spaces where your presence doesn't matter. That kind of loneliness is heavy, and you know what it feels like. Every person does. It's why this story cuts so deeply. It shines a light on the loneliness you've tried to bury. The truth is that loneliness doesn't always look dramatic. It looks like an empty chair at the dinner table. It looks like silence at the end of the day. It looks like going through the motions of life while feeling invisible. Flowers for Algernon captures that perfectly, and once you recognize it, you can't unsee it. This isn't about one character in a book. It's about you. It's about the moments you've been dismissed, the moments you've been overlooked, the moments you were present, but treated as if you weren't. The story hits because it speaks to the loneliness you already know. And in recognizing it, the book forces you to ask, how many people around me feel the same way right now, but I don't see them? How many are shrinking quietly while I walk past? That is why this book matters. It doesn't give easy answers. It makes you admit the truth about loneliness, both yours and the loneliness of others. The part of Flowers for Algernon that haunts the most isn't about science. It's about memory. Memory is what holds your identity together. Lose too much and you vanish. Remember too much and regret crushes you. This novel makes you stare at that fragility. We all carry the fear of decline, the quiet fear of aging, of illness, of memory slipping away. It's the fear of becoming unrecognizable to yourself, the fear of one day being dependent, overlooked, forgotten. Flowers for Algernon brings that fear into focus, and it's hard to breathe when you admit it's already inside you. The question the book forces is devastating. When that day comes, will anyone still see you as human? Or will they look through you, the way so many already look through the vulnerable? That question doesn't belong to the book alone. It belongs to all of us. This is why the story leaves a scar, because it makes you admit the fear you usually keep hidden.
What this book insists is simple but difficult. Humanity cannot be measured by knowledge, success, or ability. It can only be measured by compassion.
by whether you choose to see worth in someone when the world says they have none. When I closed Flowers for Algernon, I didn't feel comfort. I felt broken open. But inside that brokenness was clarity. The kind that makes you vow to live differently, to treat people differently, to see yourself differently. So let me ask you, who have you overlooked? Who have you dismissed because they didn't meet your idea of enough? And when was the last time you dismissed yourself? Drop your story in the comments, because someone else may need to hear it. If this reflection spoke to you, hit like so more readers can find it. Subscribe if you haven't already, because here at Chapter Chasers, we don't just read books, we let them change us. This was a reflection with Dr. Kaye. Until next time, honor the stories that shatter you, because they are the ones that make you human.